Hi, Linda here again. Recently I had a video about loneliness that seemed to resonate with some people. So just recently I found a lovely story about loneliness and how some people handled it. And I thought I'd share it with you today here on YouTube. So I'm going to read it. I don't know if it's a true story or if it's something somebody just made up. Either way, it's a really good story and I found it really heartwarming. So here goes. My name's Margaret. I'm 80. I live in a house on Sycamore Street in Ohio. I used to work as a switchboard operator for 40 years, back when you needed someone to connect your calls. I knew everyone's voice in town, Mrs. Karen's nervous giggle, old Mr. Henderson's gruff hello, the way teenagers whispered secrets into the receiver. After I retired, the world got quieter, too quiet. Last winter, I noticed something about my neighbor Doris. She's 84, lives alone since her husband moved to that care home upstate. Every morning, I'd see her sitting by her front window, staring at the telephone, just waiting. But that phone never rang. Not once in 3 weeks. I'd wave. She'd smile weakly, but her eyes stayed glued to that silent thing on the table. One icy Tuesday, I couldn't stand it anymore. I shuffled across the street in my slippers, knocked on her door, and said, "Doris, I think my peach cobbler recipe is missing something. Can I borrow your cinnamon?" She looked confused. "Margaret, it's 9 a.m. "I know, dear. Just need that cinnamon." She let me in. We had coffee. I didn't even take the cinnamon, but as I left, I saw her shoulders relax, like she'd been holding her breath. The next day I called her, just to say, "Doris, the sky is the color of your favorite teacup today." She laughed a real warm sound I hadn't heard in years. "Margaret, you're daft." But she sounded happy. So I kept calling. Not for anything. Just to say, "Saw a cardinal on your feeder. Remember that storm in '98? Or even, "I burnt the toast again." Then something small happened. Doris called me. "Margaret," she whispered, "my faucet's dripping like a leaky heart. Can you tell me what to do?" She knew I knew nothing about faucets. I pretended to. We talked for 20 minutes. I told my bridge club friends at the VFW all, "Just call someone who lives alone." I said, "Don't ask why. Just call." Marge called her sister in Toledo, who lost her husband last year. Frank called his old co-worker, who never leaves his apartment. We didn't make a big deal. No signs, no Facebook pages, just phones ringing. Then Doris fell. It was a Thursday, rainy. She slipped in her bathroom, couldn't reach the phone, hurt her hip, lying there for hours, cold and scared. But here's what saved her. At 2 p.m., my friend Betty always calls Doris to gossip about days of our lives. When Doris didn't answer, Betty called me. When I didn't get her, I called Doris's daughter in Chicago. When she didn't pick up, I called the sheriff's non-emergency line. They found Doris at 247, shivering but alive. Now, our little street hums with ringtones, not just mine and Doris's. Mrs. Gable next door gets calls from her grandson in college just to hear her voice. Mr. Karen, who's deaf, gets texts from neighbors. "Saw your roses bloomin', beautiful." Last week, Doris brought me a pie. "For the cinnamon you never took," she said. Her phone rang while she was here. It was Margie, calling to say her grandson had a baby. Doris answered it, tears in her eyes, and said, Tell him we're all so proud." Nobody's phone stays silent anymore. We didn't build a fridge or hang coats. We just remembered how to reach one ring at a time. You know who needs to hear a voice today? Call them right now. Don't wait for a reason. Sometimes the most important words are the ones that say, I remembered you. Because the quietest loneliness isn't being alone in a room, it's being forgotten in a world full of noise. That sentiment just got to me. I mean, I can't say I ever really feel lonely. Sometimes it'd probably be nice to have just a little phone call with somebody. I mean, especially considering I get so many spam calls, it's like absolutely ridiculous. It's like every time I go to the phone, when it rings, it's like spam call. I don't really get too many calls. If I do, it's from doctors or about lab results or whatever. Occasionally from my sister and a friend I have in Florida. But that's it, really. Most of the time, it's just spam calls. It would be nice to have a call like this, wouldn't it? But it's not that big a deal. I don't feel that loneliness that this tends to say, but I have to wonder, because there's a lot of people I noticed just recently on another YouTube video. Everybody was commenting how they were afraid. They lived alone and they were afraid that if they ever died at home, they'd lie there for who knows how long before somebody noticed them. I have to admit, I've thought of that myself. It's like, I don't know, would anybody notice? How long would it take them to notice? You know, I could be, and it's kind of sad. But anyway, I just wanted to share the story with everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. And God bless you all.